you can write this right here in different ways. You can say it's y prime, you can say it's f prime, whatever. It doesn't matter. Whenever it's written like this, though, they'll call it a differential equation. All right. Now this problem says solve the initial value problem. I don't even know what that means. What is initial value problem? Well, I know what it means because I'm going to tell you guys. But do you know what it means? So this is what you have to do. What your goal is to do is you're trying to find the original function. So you're trying to find y. And you guys know how to do that. You just got to take the antiderivative of it. So to take the antiderivative of this first term, you add 1 to the 3, which would be 4. So you have x to the 4th, and then you would divide it by 4. And then you do the other term, it would be 3x to the 3rd, and then you divide it by 3. And then after you do the antiderivative, you're supposed to put a plus c because you don't know what that constant is. Let's simplify. Y equals 2x to the 4th plus x to the 3rd plus c. So now what do we do with this initial value thing? The point of this is to have you find the c. That's all we're doing. Initial value problems have you find the c. So how do we find the c? Well, the only way you can find a c is if you only have that variable. So do we have an x and a y in this problem? Yeah, it's right here. That's your x and this is your y. So from this we get the point 2, 0. And this is in the y equation, right? That's the y graph. So what we're going to do is we're plugging the 2 and the 0 to our respective variables. We'll get 0 equals 2 times 2 raised to the 4th power plus 2 raised to the 3rd power plus c. Now we can find out what c is. 2 raised to the 4th power is 32, right? 16. So this is 16, and then 16 times 2 is 32, and then we get 8 plus c. We move everything to the other side. C is going to equal negative 40. So then you come back up to this guy, and you plug in 40 right there. Now you're done. Is it negative 40? Oh, you're right. It is negative 40. Man, good thing I have you guys. Yep. Alright, so here's another one. Now this one has an f double prime, and it wants you to find f prime and f. So, and look, it gives us 2 points on our graphs. It gives us a point on the f prime graph, and it gives us a point on the f graph. So it's exactly like what we did before, except we're going to have to do everything twice. So we have the antiderivative of this one right here would be x to the 4th. I add 1 to the variable, or to the exponent, and then I divide it by whatever my result is. I do it again. I get 2x to the 2nd power divided by 2. And then, what about 1? That's a weird one. Yeah, it's look at 1 like it has an x to 0 power. So this constant right here, look at them like this. And now if I add 1 to it, you can see really clearly and simply that it's 1x. And then if you divide by 1, again, that doesn't do anything. And don't forget your plus c. So let me simplify this. Of course, I am definitely writing extra stuff here. You probably don't need to write all the stuff that I'm writing. So I divide that by 4. Actually, let's put it in the front as 1/4. Next one is just going to be x squared. And then we have x and then plus c. So what does this equal? Yeah, this one's f prime. So we did the antiderivative once, and now what we're going to have to do is find the c. So let's find the c by using the point they give us on f prime. So we have y equals 1. So I'm going to plug in 1 right there for f. And then I have equals 1 over 4, parentheses with the 4, parentheses with the 2, parentheses, and then the c is what we're looking for. So we're plugging in 0 to these, which is great. What does c equal? 1. Uno. Okay, so now my f prime is 1 over 4 x to the 4th minus x squared plus x and then plus 1. So let's go one more. We found This is one of our answers because it asked us to find f prime. We found f prime. Now let's find just regular f. So we're going to do the antiderivative again. So we have x to the 5th, 1/4, and we're dividing that by 5. So it's actually multiplied by 1/4. I'll make that 1/4 bigger. The next one we go x to the 3rd power, divide that by 3. Next one would be x to the 2nd power, because we're adding 1 to that exponent, be divided by 2. And the last one would be just an x, because it's a 1. Alright, so simplify that. Oh yeah, don't forget the c. Simplify that. We got x to the 4th over 5. No, we just go 1 times 1 over 20. And then we have minus 1/3. Oh, yeah, I do mean x to the 5th. Then x to the 3rd. Oh, man. X, and then plus, wait, that should be not x. Oh, it's x squared. And then x, and then plus c. So to find c here, see, this is supposed to be f. We got to plug in zeros. Oh, that's great. So what does c equal? What's c going to? Yeah, c is going to equal 0. So we could just erase that c and say this is our final answer. Because and the reason why is because f right here, the point they give us is 0, 0. And when we plug in 0, that would be 0, and all these would go to 0, so you would just have c equals 0.